is rejection so hard for some of us to deal with? And why can it leave you immobilized or be so painful, especially social rejection when it comes to the matters of our heart? Today, I'm going to talk about when he rejects you, do this. And I'll be right back. Coach Nadine, your empath and highly sensitive coach. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share below so you can watch all the videos that myself and the other coaches have for you. So, the topic of rejection is hard to deal with, especially social rejection involving romantic relationships, since depending on the type of rejection and how you reject it, it can be, as I earlier mentioned, painful. The important part is how you handle it when he rejects you. I was watching a show, A Million Little Things, and one of the characters explained rejection as rejection sucks, which we know, and sometimes as worst thing in life leads to better things. What matters how we deal with rejection. And I thought, yeah, it doesn't feel that way, but the character had some truth in what he said. Before I discuss this, here's a promo from Chengi, and I'll be right back.
There are two types of women. One that positions herself to be a winner using a man's very own nature. We call that woman a black swan, or a woman who is convinced that she can scream, shout, and complain and change a man's nature. Now, if you are a black swan, I have decided to help you out. Ladies, I am offering you a another free masterclass on the secrets of a man's mind. In this course, we're going to look at the things that men will never tell you, are afraid to tell you, don't even know they need to tell you, assume you should know. We're gonna look at the man's brain, how he is wired, his heart, his spirit. How does he really think? What is going on in his mind when he meets you, marries you, dates you, courts you? We're gonna look through every aspect and you will be able to understand the secrets of a man's mind. And being a black swan, you will be able to use those secrets to create the love life you crave and deserve. If that sounds good to you, all you have to do is follow any of the links or wherever you see this video, and I will see you on the other side.
I heard a song called Cole recently by Chris Stapleton, and the album is called Starting Over. And the lyrics talk about the pain about relationships, and it reminded me of how one feels when they are rejected. And part of the lyric goes as follows, and I'm not going to sing it because I'm not a singer, but I'll just say it. It says, "Oh, why you got to be so cold? What am I supposed to say? If anybody asks me about you, I guess I'll tell them I'm without you." Yes, it was a country song, and country songs are known as to be sad, but the lyrics hit home because when we are rejected, we feel like that we can be lost, and it can hurt like crazy. Like really crazy, it can hurt. I just had to pause because you still can feel the pain of being rejected. So on this channel, Chengi did some videos on this topic. She did about 2 videos on rejection, and I'll share them in the links in the bio about it. And although we've spoken about it, I wanted to focus on how a woman deals with emotions that come with being rejected, and also add on to what Chengi said on her last 2 videos regarding rejection. So rejection can occur while we're on the dating apps, talking to our potential guy interests, after going on a few amazing dates with a man that we may think can be a possibility, or even when we're in early stages of the relationship with a man. that we've had decided that we're going to be exclusive with. And rejection can be in a form where the man no longer wants to see you, he ghosts you, or the relationship ends. And rejection can make us feel that we're not good enough or something is wrong with us. But we have to remember what rejection can do for us also. A quote from Emily N. Allen says, "If at first you think it's rejection, it's probably actually a newfound freedom," which was very interesting, of thinking rejection as a positive and a negative. So let's dive into what rejection can do, especially when the man rejects you. So the first thing is rejection can occur because, as I said, the man may feel insecure or think that they're not right fit for you. But there's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes you're rejected because the man may not be at the same stage you're at, or may want different things than you do. They may still be dealing with their past, or may not have the courage to tell you that you are not the one. So instead of thinking something is wrong with you, try, after you felt sad about it, to think that it's better to know this earlier than later. Because another feeling that feels worse than being rejected is being in a relationship where you want to be in the relationship, but you feel like the man is dragging his feet and does not want to be in it, but stays in it anyways. Rejection also is not a reflection of you, but of them. So again, a man can reject you because of the way they see themselves. They may be insecure or think that they're not good enough for you. Rejection can be in a form, as I mentioned, ghosting. They stop talking because you're not the right one for them. So do not blame yourself or try to fix who you are, or start thinking, what is wrong with me? Because, we may get into our feelings. This happened to me years ago where I was ghosted, and I kept on questioning, what did I do wrong? What was wrong with me? And I kept on dissecting all the things I did or what I did. But I had to realize that he ghosted me because he didn't have the courage to tell me or have the conversation that he wanted to end it. So he basically lost courage, didn't speak to me, and he ghosted me and vanished. Also, sometimes rejection happens because we plan our mind and we go fast ahead. We want to be married, we want to have the kids, we want to have the dogs. We invest in our visions and what happened in the future. And when we're rejected, we are mourning more of the possibility of what could have been. So the disappointment sets in. So instead, take a step back and look at the lessons you've learned. Your step back may be journaling or just being in your thoughts. We sometimes can overlook the amber or even the red flags. So take the experience you've had in the relationship and see it as face value. Rejection sometimes hurts so much because we grieve of the possibility of what could have happened and not live in the present. You were hurting because of what you think could have happened, the possibilities, but take the moments you've had and assess them and access them at that moment. When we're rejected, we carry this pain as luggage for our future relationships, and sometimes it holds us back for our future relationships. In order to navigate the rejection, dissect this and start looking at the facts and the data. Don't focus on the potential or the emotions. Also look at the lessons you've learned from rejection and apply it to your future relationships. Work on having healthy relationships with rejection and not equate it to a bad thing, even though it can hurt. Another quote I read from this man, Richard Castle, states, "Rejection isn't failure. Failure is giving up. Everybody gets rejected. It's how you handle that." You see the theme about how you handle it that determines where you'll end up. So change your mindset of rejection. As the quote says, rejection is part of life, and it's the way we handle it. No, if you have set a standard for a man and he rejects you, that's okay. Rejection is nothing wrong with you. If you've had a standards and you know what you want, then don't allow rejection to affect you. I think of two examples when we look for a job and we submit so many applications. Some people may call us for an interview, some people may not call us for an interview, or we may have an interview. But it doesn't mean that there is something wrong with us. It was something they were not looking for, and that's okay. Also, I read something in a book years ago, and I always remember it. And it says, imagine if you love strawberries and you are not a fan of blueberries. Just because you rejected the blueberries doesn't mean that the blueberries is not good for you. It's just something you don't prefer. Maybe you have allergies or you don't like the taste of it, the texture, but it doesn't mean blueberry itself is not a good fruit. It is something that is rejected, but you just don't prefer to eat it. The blueberries do not get upset and say, oh my goodness, why did she not like me as a fruit? So just because you're rejected does not mean you're any less regarding your worth. We tie our feelings to rejection to our worth and how we are seen to others, that we are not good enough. Work on not letting other opinions affect you, and rejection will be a little bit easier. In comment section, let me know what your experiences are when it comes regarding rejection, or if you have any questions. Till next time, have a wonderful day.